Hey guys, what's up? It's Eric, free NBA daily bets. Um, where to start? Where to start, guys? Sorry for the late podcast. Had some personal things to do last night, so I'm doing it now. So I guess, follow all my official plays at Easy Money Wins. I do NFL and NBA. I'm doing really well in the NFL, struggling in the NBA, but I am going to turn it around. I'm still very confident in that. And without any further ado, let's get into it. So, first game up, we have the Houston Rockets at the Washington Wizards. And I believe that the Rockets are good. No, Jalen Green. That's right. Jalen Green's on there. He's questionable with a right knee contusion, so we'll see if he's good to go or not. I mean, it's against the Wizards, guys. I mean, the Wizards are just a mess, like just a mess. But anyways, this is the first road game for Houston since December 26th. So I know myself included, like sometimes like when a team goes on the road for the first time, it can be one of two things. It can be like hey, let's start this road trip off right. It's only a 3 game road trip for them, but let's start this road trip off right. Let's go out there and be aggressive. Or it's the opposite, where it's like, whoa, we're not playing at home anymore like we have for the past like 2 weeks. Different venue, like, oh yeah, I forgot what this is like. They might come out slow a little bit. And Washington has come out fast recently in a lot of their games. Their injury report is a little extensive today compared to what it's been the past couple weeks. Malcolm Brogdon is out. Jordan Poole's questionable. Bilal Coulibaly is questionable. And Bub Carrington is also questionable. So, need to see what's going on with them before you bet the Wizards, if you want to bet the Wizards. The Wizards just lost 2 straight to the Pelicans before last time, their last home. So this is the thing about the Wizards. Their last 6 home games, or last 5 home games, they've actually played really well, and they've won 3 of them. They're 3-2 in their last 5 home games. And the 2 losses were against New York, the Knicks, and they actually almost beat the Knicks in the first meeting. So, and in the second meeting, I believe they won the first quarter, first half. So Houston's playing in well with at home, and that was without Poole too. Some of those games. So I don't know, guys. First of a back-to-back for the Wizards. They're at Philadelphia on Wednesday. Let's see what they are in their last couple games, like against the spread. They're 0-1, 0-2, 1-2, 1-3, 2-3, 3-3, 3-4, 3-5, 4-5. So they're 4-6 in their last 10 against the spread. Over under is at 224.5. And I don't know, Houston's a weird over under team right now. Like it's all about if they want to play defense. If they want to play defense, the game is going to go under by a huge margin. If they're not going to play defense in the slightest and they want to start scoring and running, then it's going to go over easily. So if you're able to identify that, you'll make good money on Houston's over-under. 224.5 against the Wizards. Like, I can only look over. Definitely not going to touch that game. Okay. Next game up, we've got the Phoenix Suns. Oh, sorry, that line for Houston and the Wizards is -13 right now, -12.5. Like, I mean, I'm just not, just keep it short with the Wizards breakdowns, guys. Yeah. All right, Suns at the Hornets. Suns finally got a win last night, and they benched Bradley Beal, who led the team in scoring with 25 points. They snapped the 4-game losing streak. They're now 2-7 in their last 9 games. And this is a back-to-back for them. They play Thursday at home against Atlanta. So this is a quick 3-game road trip. Let's see how many minutes the players played yesterday. So Kevin Durant, 34, Devin Booker, 38, Bradley Beal, 30 minutes. Everyone else is good, under 30 minutes. So the big 3 played 30-plus minutes. So, I mean, usually Devin Booker's good to go on these back-to-backs. I know he is kind of a little fresh off an injury, so maybe he doesn't play tonight. I already bet it last night at -3 for the Suns. I just needed them to actually beat a decent team and for urgency to be there. And I believe with them benching Bradley Beal and Yusuf Nurkic that the urgency is finally setting in, and they got the monkey off their back with the win. They're playing a very easy opponent in Charlotte. I know LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller are off the injury report, so they may play tonight. They probably will play tonight. Seth Curry is questionable. And Charlotte has lost is this 10 in a row? It's officially 10 in a row. So they've lost 10 in a row. And I mean, in theory, this is supposed to be a really good spot for them. This is the second game back for LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. They're at home. They do have a chance to win. They do. They do. And who knows? They may cover the first quarter, first half. But I think I think as the game sets in, Phoenix is gonna realize hey, we can beat this team, and I think they put it together, and I think they get it done, and I think they end up covering the -3 for me. Right now, it's at -4.5. I still like it at -4.5. I would still make it a 3-unit play. That's what I graded it out as. So yeah, that's what I would do, guys. Over unders at 224 for this game as well. I can only look over in this game. Charlotte does play slow, but Phoenix plays slow too. So I understand why it's at 224. I don't know. I just feel like Charlotte's going to break out at home. You know what? I wouldn't mind a Charlotte team total over. What would it be at? It would be like 112 -2. Actually, 110.5. No, I don't like that. I actually like that under. Yeah, I'm going to stay off that over under, guys. It's weird. But I am on Phoenix -3. That is official. On my Twitter, I released it at Easy Money Wins. Okay. Next game up. We've got the Lakers at the Mavericks. And I did bet this game last night at -4.5. I got good closing line value. I mean, it doesn't mean anything unless it wins, but I mean, I'd much rather have the -4.5 than the -7 with the line's currently at right now. And for Los Angeles, LeBron James and Anthony Davis are probable. And then Gabe Vincent and Cam Reddish are questionable. I really, really do want Gabe Vincent and Cam Reddish in there. I don't trust the bench with just the newcomers, Shake Milton, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Dalton Knecht. Like I want the guys that have been in the system, and so when LeBron and Anthony Davis goes out, it's not like complete fresh new face, because Dallas is going to try really hard. They're prideful, the backups, because right now Luka and Kyrie are out. So Kyrie's out for like a week or maybe 2 weeks, and Luka's out for like a month. So this team's in free fall right now. They literally have Spencer Dinwiddie, Quentin Grimes, Jaden Hardy running the guard positions, who I actually don't think are awful. I actually like Jaden Hardy. Spencer Dinwiddie's been playing pretty good this year at times. I don't mind Quentin Grimes. Like, it's not, in my opinion, it's not a complete disaster. But what it is that they just lack somebody facilitating the offense. That's what they lack. Spencer Dinwiddie can do it all right. Same with Jaden Hardy a little bit, but there's no identity. There's no one knows who's like, hey, who's going to create and the offense. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, they still have Klay Thompson who can shoot. P.J. Washington can shoot. Derek Lively down low. Maxi Kleber can shoot. Najee Marshall is good too. So, I mean, it's not like they're a complete bunch of just scrubs out there. They're just getting outclassed, in my opinion. They're on a 5-game losing streak. They've lost to pretty good teams except for Portland, but that was on the back of a second game of a back-to-back. The 4 other games, they caught a desperate Sacramento team, but they benched everybody. Then they played Houston, Cleveland, and Memphis. And 2 of those were on the road. So they played really tough opponents. They get Portland on Thursday, so they'll probably bounce back at home Thursday, shorthanded. But tonight against the Lakers, I just don't see it, because the Lakers, they haven't lost 2 in a row since Friday, December 6th or December 4th. And so they're 4-0, and their last 4 losses winning the next game. So they're bouncing back well. And in their last, there was another stat that I put on Twitter that I released. Oh gosh, guys, I'm sorry, I forgot what it is here. Something else. Yeah. Their last 4 road games, they've looked pretty good. They won 3 of them, and they lost at Houston the last game. So, but it was close. It was 119, 115. It was like 117, 115 at the end there. They stormed back from like 25 points down. So their next game is Thursday at Charlotte, so no back-to-back for them. I just think it's a clear Lakers spot. I couldn't blame you for taking -6.5. I think that's a -7, -6.5. I think it's just a little too rich. Um, but I think it gets there. I do think it gets there. Okay, guys. Over under for that game is 218. That's it. Really? That feels low, guys. I mean, I know the Lakers like to play defense, but 218? That feels really low. Hold on. I gotta check the over under trends here. So the Lakers are 16 and 19 to the under. Dallas is 18 and 18. Yeah, I don't see why that doesn't go over. Um, I'm being really selective with all my bets right now, but I mean over unders especially. But I can't blame you if you want to take the Lakers over their point total. It's 109 plus 3, 112 and a half. I like Lakers over 112 and a half. I really do. Um, let's see, they've gone over 112 and almost, and like literally they've gone 6 out of their last 7 games. They've gone over 112 and a half. And Dallas is on a back to back. And they've lost, so they're probably going to try to start jacking up shots and shooting the ball and trying to keep up. And like even against Cleveland at home, they put 122 up on the board. I really like that. I like Lakers over 112 and a half. Yeah, I really like that. I know the Lakers like they want to play good defense and all that stuff, but um Maxi Kleber, Najee Marshall, Spencer Dinwiddie, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington for Dallas, like they can shoot. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this game goes over, but I think safe bet is Lakers over 112 and a half. If you want to pivot to that. Okay, guys, if you listen this far, I really do appreciate you guys listening. Like even through like this horrific slump that I'm in, I really do appreciate it. It means that like I'm giving at least somewhat valuable advice that you guys are like, listening to, which I really do appreciate it. So, if you could drop a like, comment, follow me on social media. I'm on everywhere at Easy Money Wins, literally TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. So, I do appreciate it, guys. I really do. Okay, next game up. We've got the Minnesota Timberwolves at the New Orleans Pelicans, and this Timberwolves team sucks, guys. They don't suck, but they're just a bunch of underachievers. They didn't cover the point spread last night. If you had Minnesota -2.5, I feel so bad for you. I really do. Because they were up at like 6, 7 points pretty much the last like 2 minutes, and then just like gave away the point spread. Let's see what they are against the spread. They've got to be one of the worst against the spread teams in the league. Yep, they're second worst. They're 13 and 21. Just awful. Just so bad. Um, I've lost a good amount. They're part of the reason why I've been in this bad slump. But it's okay, guys. I'm get myself out of this slump, guys. I know I will. I'm being very selective until I start seeing things clearly. Then I'll start pushing the gas pedal a little bit more. But I am gonna ease myself back into it until like these plays start hitting me in the face again, where I'm like, oh yeah, that's a play, that's a play, that's a play. I'm gonna be very selective. So okay. Yeah, they won. They snapped their 3-game losing streak last night. Let's see how many minutes they played. They have not been good in this situation, guys, where they've had to play last night and then have a pretty good amount of travel to the next game. They have not been good in this spot at all, guys, at all. I know they lost to the Spurs earlier in the season. They played at home, they won, and then they got smoked by San Antonio the next night. So this is the Pelicans. I understand that. This is the Pelicans, but still. Rudy Gobert, 38 minutes. Jaden McDaniels, 33 minutes. Dante DiVincenzo, 31. Anthony Edwards, 37 minutes. Naz Reid, 31 minutes. So, you know, some guys played some heavy minutes last night. Others played right at 30. They're a relatively young team. Mike Conley played 26 minutes. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. So they switched it up. So Dante DiVincenzo started yesterday. Mike Conley was off the bench. I don't know. These teams start doing crazy things. Just like, I mean, it's kind of like I mean, just like my situation, like I'm not going to keep doing the same stuff. Like I have switched up my process. I have dialed back the amount of bets that I'm doing. Like I am not going to keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. Like I am totally analyzing what I'm doing wrong and trying to adjust. So these teams are trying to adjust too, right? And it worked for Chris Finch last night, the head coach of the Timberwolves. He benched Mike Conley. They got a win against a very good Clippers team. That was a very impressive win. Even though they didn't cover the spread, still beating the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard's back. Like Norman Powell's really good this year. James Harden's still really good. They got Derrick Jones Jr. Oh, Terrence Mann is back. I didn't even know Terrence Mann was back. Like the Clippers are at full strength, you know? So um, I think that's interesting. Kawhi Leonard was minus 17, plus minus. That was the worst on the team last night. That's kind of interesting. But anyways, New Orleans, Zion Williamson is questionable today. I think he plays, guys. I think he plays. I don't know that for a fact, but I think he does. But again, guys, even if he does play, he's only going to play 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes at the most. Like, there's no way he just comes back in and plays. They already don't trust his conditioning. They don't trust him being in shape, like all that stuff. So, you know, DeJounte Murray is also questionable with a elbow injury, and Trey Murphy the third is ruled out, and Brandon Ingram's still out too. So this is who they would be trotting out there today, most likely. Maybe DeJounte Murray, C.J. McCollum, Herb Jones, Zion Williamson, Evis Missy, Daniel Tice, Jordan Hawkins, Jose Alvarado, Brandon Boston Jr. Like that's who they'll have. I don't know. The line's minus 5.5. I just wish I could trust Minnesota a little bit more, but like Minnesota ain't beating anybody by more than 6 points, guys. Like they just aren't. I mean, their last win by more than 5 points. Let's see. It was at Dallas, 105-99. So they only won by 6. And before that, it was at San Antonio on December 15th. That was not the back-to-back night, though. They won 106-92. So, over under Minnesota. So, Pelicans have been a complete over team. I kind of like Timberwolves over their team total here, guys. I might get to the window with that just because the Pelicans really haven't been playing defense. I mean, they have a defensive roster in theory, and they've played good defense before, but they're just not playing good defense. This is the front end of a back-to-back for them. I want to bet Minnesota so badly, guys. I really, really do. Oh, man. Over 218. It's just Minnesota, their last games, 108, 105, 115, 105, 112, 113. So this over-under is going to be 111 plus 3, 114.5 for them to get to 115. Oh man, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I know they're on a back-to-back, but I'm probably gonna stay off that game, guys. It's Minnesota minus 5.5 in my mind, and over 222. But I can't get there with it. I really can't get there with it. I really haven't liked the slate the past couple of days. Like, well, not only that, it's not only the slate that I don't like. It's like I'm looking for the most predictable outcomes. That's what I'm looking for in my mind, based off of what I've seen and all that. And just like right now, like I mean, if you're seeing it better than I am, like, congrats, keep smashing the board and win some money. But it's just these teams. I can't get a grip on some of these teams right now, or I am, and I'm just afraid to go against them because I don't like fading good players. I don't like fading good players in teams that have had success in the past and they have like all their players back, like the Phoenix Suns. Like I don't like fading the Phoenix Suns because I know they're eventually going to get out of it, and it looks like they are. Like the Timberwolves, like they've shown signs of getting out of their slumps this year, but then they just don't. Um, I don't know, guys. It can be tough. You have to like really make sure you know what you're seeing is clear. So, okay, next game up, we've got the Atlanta Hawks at the Utah Jazz. Bogdanovich is probable. Trae Young is probable. Jalen Johnson is ruled out. That's like his third game in a row that he's ruled out, and Larry Nance Jr. has been out a while now, like a couple days. So they are a little banged up. So Trey Young, Dyson Daniels, Reese Sachere, the rookie, DeAndre Hunter, Clint Capella. That's probably who they're going to start. Their bench is okay. They got Krejci, Garrison Matthews, Bogdanovich, and Okongwu. So it's not awful. They're on a losing streak right now, too, the Hawks are. They've lost 3 in a row. So they play Thursday at Phoenix, so no back-to-back for them. They've had 2 days off as well. Utah, I believe this is their first home game back. Let's see. Because they just won 2 in a row, guys. I'm so pissed. This is what I'm saying. Like, okay, try not to vent. Try not to vent. But like, oh, this is what I noticed. This is what I noticed, guys. And this is what I'll take away for next time. So the Jazz are awful on their first game of their road trip. That's when they're bad. After they settle into their road trip, they start covering point spreads like it's nothing. Okay? This happened with their last road trip. They lost at New York. Then they covered and won the next 2 games. The previous road trip before that, they lost the first game. They got smoked 144 to 107 at LA. Then they cover the next 4 games at Detroit, at Brooklyn, at Cleveland, at Portland. Okay, the other road trip before that, they got smoked by Oklahoma City 133-106. What happens? They win the next game at Portland. So, yeah, I mean, now I know the pattern, but it's just frustrating because, like, man, they really should have covered that game against New York. But, oh well, it is what it is, guys. So when they return home, guys, off their road trips, they play well. They play well. They play competitively. They haven't covered the spread in a lot of those games, but they actually play well and keep it close around the point spread. They are riding some good momentum here. They play Thursday at home against Miami, so they're kind of staying out west for a little while until January 17th. Injury-wise, they got a lot out. Keontae George is out. John Collins is out. Jordan Clarkson's going to be out for a while. He tore his plantar fasciitis. Lauri Markkanen is questionable for tonight's game. But Lauri's not been playing well this year, guys. I don't know what it is. He's only like 35% from three-point land. He has like career lows in field goal percentage points. Not career lows, but like of recent, like past 4 years. Like he's not. I don't know what's going on with Lauri. I don't know. I really don't know. I think he's going to get traded because his value is so low now. I don't know, guys. But I can only look the Hawks here. It's -6.5. I don't like, just from a line value perspective, like Atlanta can do it, and they've played 3 really difficult teams and at Denver, at the Lakers, and at the Clippers on a back-to-back. Like, they've played tough teams. Utah's not a tough team. They need to snap this losing streak. I think I haven't gotten there yet with it because I was waiting for Lauri Markkanen to get ruled in. I kind of hope Markkanen does get ruled in, but I don't know. They played. Sensabaugh has been going off, guys. Dang, last 2 games scored 34 and 27 points. So let me see here. Let me see at Utah's depth chart. So they'll start Isaiah Collier, Colin Sexton, maybe Lauri Markkanen, Bryce Sensabaugh, Walker Kessler. Like, in my mind, it's not. And I mean, I'm a big Utah Jazz better. Like I think I can pick good spots with Utah. And I do believe that their lineup isn't like a disaster like the Wizards are. But I don't know. Let's take a look at Bryce Sensabaugh. Is Bryce really that nice? It's his second year. Maybe he's settling in. He's 6'5", 235. Let's check his stats. Regular season, he's shooting 42% from three-point land, 48% field goal percentage, 28 minutes a game. Like those are really good stats. Last year he didn't shoot the ball well, but this year he is. Let me see. Hold on. I want to take a better look here because this is where you start learning about players, and then people don't catch on. Like if Bryce keeps balling, like he's really settling in, then that's added value to the Utah Jazz, where like they have another scorer, so we can look to overs potentially with him. Um, Bryce Sensabaugh, his averages this year. So he's shooting a little more threes too. Wow, he was 29% from 3-point land last year. He's 42.7% this year. That's great. It's really good. Um, okay, so I like the over. Now I'm talking myself into the over a little bit. Let's see what the over under's at. So the spread's at -6.5. I lean Atlanta, but I don't feel great about it. I think Utah's going to play a really good game. They have a lot of good momentum. I could see Atlanta winning, but not covering this game. The over under is at 238.5. Let's see. I lean over. I lean over. Let me see Utah's last couple of games. Let me see. They haven't been going over Utah. I don't think they've been going over. Like they haven't gone over that total in the last 3 games. They have played 2 really slow-paced teams though in Miami and Orlando. Now they're home. Home games. I can only look over, guys. Over 238 for that, and Hawks -6.5. I do like Hawks minus whatever the first quarter and the first half is. I do like that as well. Okay, 2 more games left. Next game up, we've got the Boston Celtics at the Denver Nuggets. For Boston, it looks like they're finally fully healthy. They've been having some couple guys in and out of the lineup. Jaylen Brown looks to be back now for good. They played at Oklahoma City. They won the first quarter, first half last game, and then they lost the game outright by 13 points. Dang. Yeah, Oklahoma City pulled away from them. Kind of wish I bet Oklahoma City on Sunday. I'm kind of mad I didn't. They just keep getting disrespected. Like for them to be only -2-point favorites at home, like, sorry, that was disrespectful. This is the last game of a road trip for Boston. They're 2-1 on the road trip, and they play Friday at home. So they get 2 days off after this game. And they've bounced back after their last 2 losses. Those were both at home, though. So let me see what happens when they come off a road loss. They win. And they won at Charlotte. It looks like they covered the spread there, too, back in November. Let's take a look at the Nuggets injury report. Aaron Gordon's still out, and that's it. Everyone else is good to go. Okay. And it's a tough game, guys. So Denver, they just beat San Antonio in overtime. Before the last game, they lost to San Antonio at home. And before that, they had won 3 straight. And that's with Russell Westbrook starting. They've been playing a lot better. They play Wednesday at home, so this is the first game of a back-to-back for them against the Clippers. The line is high. The line's +6, even a +6.5, and I think that's too high, guys. I do. The Nuggets are a good team. I know the Celtics are too, but I mean the Celtics only won by 3 at Minnesota. They smoked Houston. Lost Oklahoma City. I can't count. I'm looking at good teams, guys. Toronto doesn't count. They beat Toronto by 54. I'm not counting that. Indiana, they lost. And then they beat them, but that was another game on a back-to-back. But the game before that, they played Philadelphia, and they lost on Christmas Day. So literally, their last 4 games against good opponents, or 5 games, they've lost or only won by a little bit. Except for Houston. We'll give credit where credit's due. That was a very nice win for them on the second night of a back-to-back with a lot of travel to Houston. We'll give credit there. They are off a loss, though. So they're covering... Well, they were off a loss at Orlando, and then they lost on Christmas Day. So, I mean, they're 1-2 against the spread. 2-2 against the spread. 3-2 against the spread. 4-2 against the spread. 5-2 against the spread after a loss. 5-3 against the spread after a loss. 6-3 so there's 6-3 against the spread after a loss. I just think -6 is too much, guys. I do. There's even a +6.5, and even though Denver has a back to back tomorrow, they're at home. Like, I don't, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. This game does get, taken away a little bit and the Celtics do extend and pull away, but I don't think so. Um, I don't know. They let that Cleveland game get away from them. But Cleveland's in amazing form. And they lost at Phoenix. So they beat Detroit, at Utah, against Atlanta, and at San Antonio. So this is a step up for them. This is a step up. I just think plus 6.5 is too many points, guys. I mean, I even think the Nuggets are live to win this game. So I'm thinking about that plus 6.5. I kind of like that a lot. Um, I might get there with that. Okay. Last game up, we have the Miami Heat at the Golden State Warriors. I'm so mad at the Miami Heat. I wish Miami had won last night. They lost in double overtime at Sacramento. Jimmy Butler's still suspended. But like, I just feel like this line is way too inflated. And um, there's a lot of reasons why. Number one, Golden State's not in good form. Golden State does not deserve to be laying freaking minus 9.5 points. Not a freaking shot. Okay? Like, I know they beat Memphis by a lot, or Philadelphia rather. Well, actually, both of them by a lot. Well, they only beat Memphis by 8, and they beat Philly on a back-to-back. So they're literally getting. This is funny. Their last 3 opponents, they literally had the same spot situation. So Philly was the second night back to back. They played Sacramento the night before and lost. And then they came to Warriors and Warriors smoked them. Memphis had played Sacramento the night before, and then they went to Golden State, and Golden State pretty much smoked them. Now they're getting Miami, and I think Sacramento. No. Sacramento was not a back to back. But now Miami's in the same situation as those other 2 teams. But I just think, well, I mean, Philly's a good team. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. Before those 2 wins against Memphis I mean, they got embarrassed against Sacramento, guys. They did. They got embarrassed. I mean, they're gonna come out. So freaking annoying. This line to me is just a Miami line. I mean, let's see how many minutes they played. But the only thing is, like, travel from Sacramento to Golden State to San Francisco is not bad at all. So, like, it's pretty much just like a home and home game. Damn, they played heavy minutes. All the starters played 40 minutes. Hero played 49 minutes. Jaime Jaquez Jr. played 46. Haywood Highsmith 46. Bam Adebayo 45. Terry Rozier 41. Duncan Robinson 25. That is a lot of minutes, guys. I mean, maybe the Heat come out with some good energy to start the game. Maybe they cover the first quarter, first half, and then they just totally fade in the second half. -9 is such a big number, though, guys. I want to bet the Warriors in some way tonight. I really do, because I know that they're going to come out and play really hard, and they're going to win. But the other reason is that the Heat lost to Atlanta, traveled to Houston like 2 weeks ago, and won at Houston. And that was the game where Tyler Hero got slammed to the ground by Amen Thompson. And like, I don't know, guys. I mean, they played well in that game. I don't know. I feel like it's too high. I really do. I feel like it's too high. Um, Golden State does go on a road trip after this game. This is the last game of a 6-game homestand, coming off an embarrassing loss. I know they're going to win, guys. I mean, I feel very confident that they're going to win. Let's see what the over-under is. I mean, they should be able to run them out the gym, honestly. I know Golden State doesn't like playing fast, but they should be able to run them out the gym. Let's see. 217. So, you know what? Warriors team total over might be a really good play, because they've been going over this in their wins. The last 2 wins, they scored over 120 points each. 117 divided by 2 is 10. Let's just say 109, 108. I mean, it's really like 108 and a half. 108 and a half plus 4 is 112 and a half. I mean, one of two things could happen. The Heat just are completely sluggish, and the Warriors can just win, like, get out big, like 60-30, and then just win like 110 to like 80 or something like that, you know? Uh, I want to bet the Warriors somehow, some way tonight, guys. Okay. I don't know. I'll think about it. But that's the show, guys. I do appreciate y'all for listening and watching on YouTube, and I will see you on the next show.